the next industry presentation by Adobe India. And for the same, we have Garima Babbar, Head of Program Education and Skill Development. And she will talking about the framework for digital learning and strategy to unlock creativity skills. Over to you, Garima ma'am.
Thank you so much, the entire team. Can I share my presentation?
Yes.
Can you enable my link, please, to share my presentation?
Just share your screen, ma'am.
You can just share the screen and it will be pop up on the screen.
Are you all able to view my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. So thank you so much, and thank you to all the participants who've taken out time on a Sunday afternoon to be a part of this wonderful session. I was there for the inaugural session and I thoroughly enjoyed the questions which each of the participants had from various schools, and Mr. Ramanan was there, who was sharing the entire model of Atal Innovation Mission, Atal Tinkering Labs, and Amneet ma'am was there, who was sharing about the government of Haryana's initiatives about school learning. So from an industry perspective, I would today like to share with you my thoughts on the framework for digital learning and what are the strategies that how you can still continue building creativity skills of the students even in today's situation where students are logging in from their respective homes. Teachers are also juggling between their homes and work and putting the entire learning to keep the learning going. I think there's a huge responsibility from the education vertical itself, not just from the schools, from the administrative departments, from the teachers, but also from parents and also from the industry itself. So I would today be, sharing my thoughts about, 4 points. Number 1, creativity is a superpower for skills and learning outcomes. And in today's scenario, how can learning continue? And we can continue building creativity skills of the students from home also. What are the personalized and adaptive learning ways in which our tools and solutions will be helpful for all the students to benefit the entire institution at large? Models of partnership, certain learnings that we have and I would like to share with all of you. And of course, I'll be taking some questions from you all, and please feel free to put in your questions, your thoughts or any feedback that you have in the chat window. And I'll be very happy to discuss that post my presentation. I will start with this video. Is it audible?
No, ma'am.
1 minute.
There's an option when you share the screen. There's an option of share your sound.
Share the video?
Yeah.
Yes.
One minute. Sorry, participants. We'll just.
Learning is the present and definitely going to be the future of any classroom. It's going to impact the education sector a lot because the children nowadays are more acquainted to digital world than the regular world of teaching learning process. Creativity is boundless. There's nothing which is limited for them, and they have too many ideas which, if channelized properly, it would have a lot of impact on their learning process.
I find Adobe Spark really interesting as you can get to the depths of learning as there are no limits of learning, and using these applications you can create web pages, new stories according to your imagination.
Adobe Spark is a really student-friendly and interactive online platform where students like myself and have had an opportunity to create spectacular and captivating projects on numerous topics.
I am looking forward to make many more projects on Adobe Spark, which not only helps me but also helps other students in their academics.
Spark will help the teachers in creating their lessons within very short time, and the lessons will have more impact on the children's learning style. The teaching learning process would be modified from a non-digital platform to a digital platform.
The beauty of Adobe Spark, which I see, is that they enjoy doing that. So it's very user-friendly. I think it has got latest tools which are more young generation friendly, and they would like to experiment. And definitely it will trigger that spark in them to have growth towards critical thinking, critical learning, and maybe a movement towards bringing future technological leaders in the world.
I think I'll stop sharing my video and I'm going to go back to the screen. All right. So that was a video that we all created in partnership with Hyderabad Public School, who are using our Creative Cloud tools for content creation by teachers and wonderful projects by the students. Before I go on, we all know that, a famous proverb, tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn. That's the basic principle on which we believe that everybody has a story to tell, and we strongly believe in creativity for all. Every day we see that communication is changing. It is increasingly digital and visual. And we see the impact of these changes in our surroundings, in the technology. We are talking about Industry 4.0, but we never imagined that learning will have to be from home in today's digital environment. So therefore, it's all the more important for us to prepare our students, which are the next generation, to be creators and participants, not just content consumers in the rapidly changing wheel, but also content creators. So this is something that Adobe strongly feels in creativity for all, be it students, be it educators, be it institutions at large. It is important for us to provide our tools, solutions, and technology so that learning continues and creativity is able to help these students become superpower for tomorrow's workforce. We did a small survey, and I wanted to share these statistics with all of you, which are still pertinent in today's time as well. And I know most of you who are online, they must be thinking that how is it relevant in today when we are talking about digital? Creativity is that fundamental skill that is important. In fact, it's all the more important today when students are learning from home. You have to talk about joyful learning. You have to give them the right kinds of tools, the right kind of knowledge, so that they are able to produce a learning outcome in the form of whatever concepts they have learned, whatever subjects that they are going through. So be it English, be it science, be it social studies, be it any subject, even vocational education, the topic that we were talking about this morning, it's very important that their creativity across all subjects, across as a fundamental skill across all job roles is enhanced. Technology is creating many opportunities for teachers, and teachers are providing innovative learning experiences for the students. And a greater benefit of these experiences can, regardless of time and space. And that is the reason I would like to stress upon anytime and anywhere learning, where students are offered personalized opportunities for interacting with their peers. Of course, face-to-face may not be possible for a very long time, but it's important for them to have groups. I know that most of the learning is happening virtually through various platforms, be it Zoom, be it Adobe Connect, be it Microsoft Teams, Google Classroom. Irrespective of that, the fundamental core is that how do we engage innovative pedagogies and technologies so that the students are able to learn and it is globally accessible to them. I'm also often asked about, how a teacher should start engaging, whether it is implementing technology first or talking about learning activities. So it's like what comes first so that they start valuing creativity as a critical skill. Again, some statistics where 86% of students believe that creativity is going to play an integral role in solving today's global challenges. This phase is temporary, but learning must go on because we are talking about tomorrow. If this lockdown is not going to continue, we already see a lot of guidelines coming in for lockdown 5.0, which is very different from where we started. But at the same time, we have to ensure that there are precautions being taken. We are responsible for our own safety, and we are responsible for our own learning as well. So it's important that we consider today's learning as a virtual classroom. And whatever we do, whatever we offer students in terms of 21st century skills, in terms of creativity, collaboration, technology is definitely going to enhance all these pointers. And it is to create that access point where students can ask questions, they can discuss with their teachers, have their peer collaboration, and also various resources which they can explore on their own, create their projects. So these are certain strategies which I thought, and of course, in addition to the tools and various models, that how Adobe is contributing to this larger goal and mission. We also studied various career fields, because when you talk about education today, I'm sure there are a lot of students who are preparing for their higher education, and also what are the vocational skills that they must get into so that they become employable tomorrow. Communication, of course, which is rated as the highest. Next is creativity, collaboration, creative problem solving, and of course, critical thinking. These are certain pointers, and I'm sure you all educators are working tirelessly in working with the students in addition to your school leadership to ensure that these skills are imparted. We all just saw the video by Hyderabad Public School where the principal gave an important message to everybody. And I've always had a lifelong appreciation for educators because that is how I started my career about 20 years back. And teaching indeed is a noble profession, and teachers have nothing but reaching the student potential, because each student is different, their learning graph is different, their learning opportunities are different, but at the end, it has to impact one common ground, which is the learning outcome. India is diverse. I liked picking up these pictures, because this actually reflects what India is all about, We are today talking about technology, but at the same time, we are also talking about, that how new technologies like, machine learning, artificial intelligence are impacting. But at the same time, if you look at the beauty of India, if you look at our culture of India, we are considered as a young country with more than 54% of the population below 25 years of age group. And to reap the benefit of this demographic dividend, it is our imperative as educators, as education leaders, to have the right kind of skills where the students are able to meet the future requirements. And again, reinforcing on the point that yes, it has to be through digital. Today, while we are at home, learning will continue. And tomorrow, when the entire world will be out back to the normal again, we have to ensure that these students today are going to be workforce of tomorrow. And we all have a unique opportunity to do that. You talk about architecture, you talk about film industry, you talk about travel and tourism, you talk about any industry. The main fundamental core is creativity, and digital, of course, is that superpower that will enhance these students in the future. So what is our goal from an Adobe perspective of Adobe? Our goal is to drive awareness and the linkage between creative literacy, digital, and employability to engage students, teachers, and schools and the government at large to drive that impact. We already have a nationwide program which is focused on creativity. We have multiple partnerships with Niti Aayog, with NSDC, with NASSCOM, Ministry of Skill Development, with the fundamental belief, creativity for all. We just organized this year a very big contest for all the school students, and the picture that you see it in the middle, these are the winners of our creativity challenge. We are doing a lot of professional development workshops where teachers across the virtual platform, which we would have otherwise taken months to complete. We have already impacted more than 3,000 teachers across adult tinkering labs on professional development of digital literacy and creativity skills curriculum. So these are certain models which actually again reinforce our belief that virtual is the way to scale up education and learning outcome. Teachers are creating engaging content. Students love working on Adobe tools. Therefore, the entire model that we have put together, and of course, there are a lot of distance learning resources which are absolutely free of cost, which are available on Adobe Education Exchange. We've recently also partnered with Khan Academy, and there are multiple activities across subjects, across curriculum, which is applicable to all the schools globally, not just to any particular country. So I think these are certain initiatives which enhance collaboration through digital learning spaces. These are not location specific. Education is something which is a global subject, and that is applicable to students across all countries. So whether it is, again, coming back to any medium that the student is using, but at the end of the day, it has to unlock your learning and unlock your skills. This is the program that I was referring to. It is based on our platform, which is Adobe Sensei, which is a common platform for artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. We start with a very basic tool, which is Adobe Spark, followed by Adobe Creative Cloud, which is a combination of 22, 23 odd tools, which is helpful for content creation for schools and academic institutions, and to leverage the power of digital. We are working very closely with teachers also when it comes to skill development, professional development, and we enable these teachers to create content. Now, creating content means that there is a universal content which is available. There are Creative Cloud libraries, and you can store this content in the library itself so that it can be used in future as well. These teachers range from IT, from vocational, from English, science of course, which is STEM to STEAM now. And that's a very engaging content. And I have certain use cases also, one of the schools where teachers have put together amazing content in the form of web pages, videos, and presentations created by Adobe Creative Cloud. In short, this is the model in which we engage with the schools. We give them Adobe Creative Cloud access for the school, which helps in content creation, not just by the teachers, but these tools are also can be utilized by students at home also, so that learning doesn't stop at home. There are professional development classes which are held for the teachers. We teach them on how to create content. There's a lot of online material that we give them access to. And most importantly, something that we really enjoy, that by these teacher educator workshops, they're able to gain a badge of Adobe Creative Educator. In fact, we are very soon launching this program on a global platform. And I strongly urge all the teachers who are listening to my presentation today, please go to Adobe Education Exchange. There is a waitlisted link over there, and kindly register yourself for this program. which will be launched sometime end of June. We also give branding to the schools as Adobe Creative Showcase School. And most importantly, once you create a content, how do you disseminate that? For that, we have our own digital learning platform, with schools and education institutions find it extremely useful, so that teachers can not only foster active discussions, but also it is anytime, anywhere learning. There could be students who have missed out a particular class, and it's important for them to refer to. So you have the entire content on one repository, which is a cloud-based platform, and it's easier for them to refer to it. They can engage, they can submit their assignments. The teachers can actually pull out the reports, progress reports of the students and the assignments created by them. So I will just pause here. Are there any questions for me in the chat window? Maybe I can take one or two questions before I get into the details of all these further.
We have some questions, ma'am.
Please, yes.
The first question that we got, that the product is focused on a school for which classes?
Well, if you talk about Adobe Creative Cloud is accessible, I mean, class 5th to class 12th, anybody can use it, teachers, of course. But when you come to learning management system, that is nursery to class 12th, anybody, the entire institute will be beneficial for the entire institution.
Okay, some question that we also have in chat section, that since many schools are using your solution, what are their response?
Well, you just saw that video case study. We have loads of that more, and they find it extremely useful, because when you talk about Photoshop, when you talk about Rush, Premiere Pro, these are not just video creating content, but also, you know, you can actually create wonderful presentations using that. You can create animations. You can actually create an engaging content, and through our learning management system, you can disseminate at scale itself.
Okay, some more questions that we are having, that can remote schools are also using your software?
Absolutely.
Since they have low internet connectivity. So is there any?
That's the beauty of Creative Cloud. I was prepared for this question, because I know that when we are talking about digital divide, it is not possible for all the schools to have accessibility to internet. To be really honest, I'm a strong fan of Reliance Jio, because they're giving data which is available to all schools, which can be downloaded on mobile. But Creative Cloud Applications has mobile applications as well as cloud applications and desktop applications. So it's easier for all the students, all the teachers to download that content. And yes, in between, they would need internet connectivity. Maybe you can upgrade that software as and when required, but most of the applications are available as desktop as well, and extremely useful for teachers.
Some more questions that we're having, at what are the main 5 feature requirements that you look forward to cater in the school education sector?
5? Sorry, I didn't.
5 feature requirements.
Feature requirement. There is no requirement, I would say. Education is education. You know, why do you need to categorize into 5, 10, or 20? It is about student learning. It is about upliftment or upskilling of teachers. And of course, how at large the institutions can be benefited. And yes, industry will also be benefited through this, because at the end of the day, you will have brand ambassadors of Adobe coming out of it. Students will be proficient in using latest tools, latest technology. And of course, at large, if I look at the holistic picture of it, they are the workforce of tomorrow. So you have to impart them the new age skills, so that they're able to apply that knowledge when they join any particular job. So it's all about education to employability.
Okay, so next question, that what are the major challenges that you're facing in technology adoption of schools?
Yes, we do find it's more of mindset. You have to adopt to the latest tools. I think I've been a teacher myself. That's how I started my first job about 20 years back. And if I look at the transition from a non-technology era to what technology is, I really wonder. I wish I had all these tools, all these applications when I started it off. It's much more simpler. The teachers can definitely explain concepts visually in a better manner, and the students are really smart. They want to understand latest things. And gone are the days, of course they love reading, and gone are the days when you believe in rote learning. It's all about understanding and application of those concepts. That's important today. So
some of the question that they're receiving, that you can share the contact detail on registration detail so that they can register on board for their platform. One last question having, what's Adobe's plan for the post-COVID?
Post-COVID?
Yes.
Well, as of now, we are talking about digital. I really wish and pray that this virus goes off very soon, because the students are missing, their own friends. They're missing the lunch break. They're missing meeting their teachers, But at the same time, when we talk about learning as such, learning is going on. So post-COVID, of course, there will be a lot of face-to-face professional development sessions. But till then, let's go digital. Let's adopt digital, and let's make it successful.
Well, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the session.
Yeah. Can I continue with my slides? Sorry.
Yes. Yeah, please.
Thank you. So thank you so much, participants, for those questions. And I think that will really help me talk about various things which I have as a part of my presentation today to all of you. So this was a model that I was referring to. We have activity-based content from class 6 to class 10 and vocational content for class 11th to class 12, because when you talk about Adobe, graphic designing, animation, mobile development, design thinking, all these are synonymous of Adobe. We have also started giving capacity building workshops. There is access to Adobe Education Exchange, and we give highly discounted subscription to Adobe Creative Cloud and participation in national and international contests, the one that I just referred to, creativity contest, where we had 23 students who were awarded across 9 schools, and they were, across India. And of course, Adobe Creative Educator and Ambassador programs. Just a quick glimpse of our Captivate Prime, which is our digital learning platform, which helps schools in giving personalized experience to all the students. You can easily scale it up to as many number of classes, as many number of students. If there are large institutions, you can actually roll it out in just a week's time, because it's a cloud-based application. You can host and deliver any type of learning, and multiple classes can go parallelly also. We also know that, again, to reinforce the point, it's all about joyful learning. So we have gamification as a part of it. And you can even develop a mobile app with the help of Captivate Prime, where it is easier for students to undergo learning in case there are any challenges in, having devices or internet facility. They can download, they can save that content, go through it, and submit their assignments. And most importantly, it is measurable. Teachers can pull out the reports the way that they want to, so that they can understand what has been the progress of learning. And something which I personally really like, because the teachers can actually upload content in the form of videos, presentations, documents, PPT in any format, so that the learning can continue. I'll be very happy if you get in touch with us, and we can give you a brief demo of this Captivate Prime, how to create content using Adobe Creative Cloud, and of course, how to scale it up, how to disseminate it across your students using Captivate Prime. These are certain partnerships where we have gained confidence of our models, be it the Atal Tinkering Labs, a lot of private schools who are in touch with us, Navotya Vidyalaya Samiti, where we had implemented Adobe Spark and they loved, and now we'll be working with them very soon. And of course, a couple of other government schools as well. Just a quick glimpse of what are the various formats in which the content can be created. And we do keep holding, a lot of professional development workshops. Please register for one, and we can show you certain tutorials, certain content, certain lesson plans of using Adobe Creative Cloud. A quick glimpse of the activities which are already there. So if you all type at Adobe Education Exchange, you will have to create your own sign-in account. It's absolutely free of cost for all educators. And during the COVID, we've also got engaging distance learning content. Please go through that, pull out the content, use it in your classrooms, and share your feedback with us. In fact, this morning we've released a new tutorial on design thinking as well. So this is the way that Adobe is contributing to, so that our educators in India do not feel that they are missing out on any relevant content. We want to produce content for you so that your learning with schools, with students continue. So this is the link where you can all find the entire resources. We also have a professional development toolkit, which is available on Education Exchange. And of course, the link that I was referring to for Adobe Creative Educators. Please click on it, sign in, and you will be waitlisted. And once you are confirmed, you will be given entry into this program, which will be launched by the end of June. So last but not the least, I would also like to showcase a small video which has been created by one of the schools using our Creative Cloud tools. And I know this was one of the questions that somebody has asked me during the presentation, that how schools are using it. So this completely demonstrates the usage of Creative Cloud tools, that using various activities, they've put together a small video of various activities done by a school during their distance learning phase. Just allow me a moment and I will play it. Is my screen visible here? So a big thank you to Satpal Mittal School for creating such engaging content using Adobe Creative Cloud. And I think we really look forward to partnering with more and more schools so that our tools can be used in today's scenario in distance learning. And we have a huge plethora of resources to choose from. So you have the tools, you have resources, you have activity plans, so that the teachers do not waste time in creating content. We give you the right tools, the right lesson plans. So please do write into us and we'll be very happy to work in partnership with you all. Are there any more questions from anyone? Please, I'd request Elets team to share that with me.
So, one last question that we are having, ma'am, that what are the major challenges that you are facing in technology adoption for the school education sector? I think that we already.
I know you asked this question. So honestly, there are no challenges. I think if we don't adopt technology now, then when? I think this is the right time to get our students online, because we strongly feel, that education for all and creativity for all. And digital is the only medium. With the help of these tools, you will see a great difference, remarkable difference in learning outcome of your students.
One more question that we're having from Vinay Kumar, that do you provide leveraged the student to add new content on your product?
Absolutely. Why not? If you have some feedback, please go ahead.
Yeah. So that's all the question that we're having, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining this.
Thank you, Elets team, and thank you to all the participants. Feel free to get in touch with me, and I'll be very happy to work with you all. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Have a great evening.